Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another edition of Hilaal Live. My name is Luqman Shadrach. You're watching us on channel 347 on DSTV. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be keeping you company until about 6 p.m. And then our team in Johannesburg, Faraz Patel, takes over until about 7:30. As we do on a Monday, we like to connect with people that are making a difference in our beautiful city in Cape Town. And I've decided to invite a young man into studio that is hoping to work on a project that's going to help so many out there as well. I'd like to welcome Andrew van Voore into our studios. Good evening and welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
My absolute pleasure. Andrew, you are part of an organization, you've partnered with an organization. I actually had Ladles of Love not too long ago on screen as well. Give us a quick overview on Ladles of Love and the Mandela Day campaign.
So Ladles of Love are a non-profit organization. Mm-hmm. They work to provide meals and resources to individuals who are in areas which are less privileged than our own.
Okay.
They're not at all a stranger to a world record attempt, especially on Mandela Day. Mm-hmm. Last year, they broke the world record for the most number of cans in a can mosaic, right, with over 56,000 cans.
Wow.
And in 2021, mm-hmm, not on Mandela Day, but shortly afterwards, they did over 90,000 cans in a line to break the world record for most cans.
Okay. So the world record is one aspect of it, but gathering those cans to give to less privileged people is that's the main goal, right?
That is exactly it.
Okay.
So cool. The world records are a way to drum up participation and to get more people involved to generate as much contribution as we can towards the goal of feeding as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm. So you're part of a marketing school called AAA Advertising, AAA School of Marketing, I think, or Advertising,
AAA
right?
School of Advertising.
How did that partnership come about with Ladles of Love?
So the way it happens is in third year, every term of every semester, you do a module called campaign activations.
Okay.
And what that is working on a live brief as both the marketing and the creative sides of this campus. Mm-hmm. And our lecturer, Ori, decided to reach out to Alison, who is the marketing director at Ladles of Love, mm-hmm, and ask if we could participate with them on their Ladles of Love campaign this year. Mm-hmm. And Alison was more than happy to help us, to have us come along and just pitch some ideas to them.
Nice.
Which we did, and they loved them, and here we are now.
Okay, so the partnership itself, I would imagine twofold, exposes you to the world of what's out there, the corporate world, and especially with NPOs that do so much for our various communities as well. And two, exposing you in your career, the various aspects of marketing as well. So the partnership itself, what does that entail?
So what we've been doing, it started out in the end of April. Mm-hmm. We went out with Ladles to some of their early childhood development centers, mm-hmm, and we looked at some insights that we could find, ways that we could collect resources to better the situation that these children and the teachers find themselves in. And so we started with that, then we started brainstorming ideas and came up with this concept of the one day, one goal, one love.
Okay.
And we pitched that to them and they really liked it. We try to get a more youthful element by introducing this theme of music going on while you're interacting, a youth for youth drive where we kind of interacting with schools, reaching out to the younger generation, mm-hmm, and making it interesting for everybody that we can possibly get involved.
So the big day is coming up, Mandela Day. What are the various activations do you have planned for that day?
So we're going to be making sandwiches, mm-hmm, which is standard for any Ladles of Love activation.
Okay.
Next up, we're going to be creating toys and instruments for the children to play with. Mm-hmm. We're going to be collecting dry ingredients and putting them into cans to give to these ECDs. We're going to be creating care packages for the teachers who work in these ECDs. We're going to be planting seeds, which are going to be growing little veggie gardens within the ECDs.
Right.
All edible foods.
Of course.
And we're going to be reaching out to schools and obviously trying to get them to interact and bring donations, and then compiling everything that gets donated to be taken out to the ECDs.
Okay, I think it's vital as well that these projects then get sustained by those various schools and initiatives so that they can continue to support their community. Is that what you're hoping to do?
Definitely.
Okay.
We're trying to have one day create a lasting impact.
Nice.
It's more than just Mandela Day. That's the entire concept of this, is that you go and you give your 67 minutes and you actually make a difference. Because often people just sit on their own and they're like, oh, I've been mindful for 67 minutes.
Right.
Right. But doing this activation and engaging in this, you're going to be in a social environment and you're going to be helping out people that are less fortunate than yourself.
Yeah. And the logistic around this type of thing doesn't just happen overnight. It's a couple of months in the planning. And how's that process been going? I mean, have you up to speed? Is there any still, challenges that you still need to accomplish?
So one thing we've been working on currently is getting some more bands involved and some more MCs involved, because with the Durban July, a lot of them were busy preparing for that. Okay. But now that it's the weekend, or rather the week after that event, we're going to be reaching out to them again and getting more and more and more people involved, just drumming up more excitement, which is why I'm very grateful that you had us on our show.
No, it's a pleasure. If anybody can assist, we'll put up some details as well and ensure that people can contribute where possible. Now, AAA Advertising School, you guys have come on board. How many of you are involved in the project?
So in my year, there are 11 students and 3 lecturers who are currently putting this thing together, working in tandem with, of course, the marketing team at Ladles of Love. And it's been a very, very eye-opening and very just fulfilling experience.
Yeah. Have you been involved, just through your years in other projects like this?
Nothing quite to this extent.
Okay.
We've done a previous campaign in the first term of this year, but that was a more corporate-focused event. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I do know that tickets are going to be sold as well for this event. And how do our viewers get hold of tickets for this event?
So tickets can be found either by following the link on the Ladles of Love Instagram page. You can go to their website, www.ladlesoflove.org.za, or you can simply search web tickets, click on the link, and then search Ladles of Love.
And so what's the record this year? What are they planning to do?
So what we're trying to do this year is get 6,700 people to spend 67 minutes to create items which help to nurture children in need.
And look, the need is definitely out there. I mean, COVID has exacerbated this need to a large extent as well. So all that we can do to collaborate to ensure that the most vulnerable are fed and seen to, not just on Mandela Day, but for months to come.
Yes, exactly. There's been a massive, massive just willingness to support the people, especially post-COVID, when people didn't have as much as they were used to having. And they started to realize, wow, some people just really don't have a lot. So they've really just been, altruism's really just been booming, which is absolutely lovely to see. And we're trying to capitalize on and not let that slip. Okay.
So in projects like this, often enough, you would need volunteers, you would need extra help. Can people come through and assist?
Yes, 100%. The tickets are 150 Rand per person, and you're going to get your 67-minute slot where you can come in, and that's going to be running from 9 a.m. until, I believe, 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m., we're going to be doing a little bit of an after party where the focus is more on the socializing aspect. So
all right. People to network.
Exactly. People coming together, having a meal together, and just listening to some good music.
Okay. So one of the things that also interests me is that, the venue itself. Is it going to be at a particular point?
Yes. So it's going to be at the Oranjezicht Market and the Lookout, both at the waterfront in Cape Town, as well as at Ed's in Joburg. And there's going to be a pop-up in Hermanus as well.
Oh, lovely. So there's 3 different events, venues where people can congregate and actually take part in this.
Yes.
Awesome. So lots of prayers, I would imagine, coming your way, and thank you for doing this amazing project. I'm sure all your efforts are going to grow from strength to strength, and we're going to catch up with you in a couple of months and find out, are you going to only be involved for this event, or are you hoping to continue?
Well, as it stands, I'm currently, and AAA is currently involved for only this event. But if we get invited back, I'm sure
Great.
we would partner with them.
Words of
again.
encouragement for other youngsters like yourself to get involved?
I would say it's a youth for youth campaign primarily. We want to have as many young people involved as possible. It's a very rewarding way to spend the 18th of July. And at 150 Rand, it's not much more expensive than going for a meal with your friends.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, Andrew, thanks very much for coming into studio. All the very best, and regards to the good people from AAA and also from Ladles of Love.
thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. And there we go, Andrew van Voore, who's part of the Mandela Day projects with Ladles of Love. Do go and check them out on all the very good social media platforms and see how you can also get involved. When we come back after the break, we chat about a very, very important, and I would say a grave issue that is affecting our communities all around South Africa. So do stay tuned for that. You are still listening to Hilaal Live.